Another alleged hazing incident that has turned into deadly results, leading to charges against more than 20 members of a fraternity. This is Northern Illinois University. 5 face felony charges. Police say 19-year-old freshman David Boggenberger was found dead in the fraternity house after a night of heavy drinking. Blood alcohol level 5 times the legal limit in that young man.
So you have to run a gauntlet of liquor and doing whatever it is all the other girls tell you until you find the girl that's yours. It usually involves drinking anywhere from 2 to 5 shots of liquor per girl.
Criminal defense attorney Richard Roth's been looking at this with me now in studio. Good morning to you. This was a ritual called Parents' Night?
Yeah, good morning, Bill.
What have you learned about this?
It's crazy, but what they did apparently was the juniors and seniors at the fraternity would have the freshmen who were being hazed go room to room. They would be asked questions, and every time they would answer a question, they have to do another shot. So they go room to room to room, doing a shot, a shot, a shot. We can't imagine how many shots they actually did, but a fraternity has 10, 15, 20 rooms. We're talking about 10, 15, 20 shots. Several of the freshmen were left unconscious. One of them actually died. So it was a pretty horrific experience. 5 felonies and 17 misdemeanors actually came out.
A lot of times you hear about the charges on this, but you don't hear about felonies very often. Why in this case with 5 on felonies?
The pendulum has essentially swung too far. Like in the last case we just saw, there have been a tremendous amount of hazing problems in this country. Texas A&M, Youngstown, Yale had one. And what they're doing now, the legislators, if you will, are in 45 of the 50 states are actually coming up with felony charges where if they don't get prior approval for the incident and if their conduct is so outrageous, so negligent, or so intentional that in fact there are statutes that have been enacted to actually hold the people, make them accountable, from Cornell University all the way to Texas A&M.
Is there evidence of intent to harm David? Have you found that yet?
The answer is there's evidence of intent to harm, not to kill, but intent to get them drunk, and it's violently drunk. You need not show intent. You can show a recklessness. If there's a reckless disregard for their either mental or physical well-being, that is enough under these felony statutes in many of the states.
It is enough.
It is. So what's happened is, and the legislature intentionally made it a little bit a lower burden, a lesser of a standard to essentially stop that pendulum swinging. You can't have these kids just doing 15, 20, 25 shots in a night without it being harmful to them.
If it is proven out, it's been reported that David knowingly and willingly took part in this drinking game. If that holds up, how does that factor into these charges? Well,
there is in practically all the states, there is no defense, there is no defense that I consented or I knew about it, because all these kids want to get into fraternities. So it's not really applicable in these instances. They could be going to jail, these kids. It's sad. It's very sad.
What would be the penalty then? Felony in a case like this could be
generally 1 to 3 years. Some may be probation, but it could be a good year in jail if, in fact, the prosecutors get what they want
for a 20-year-old student.
Absolutely,
Richard Roth,
and thrown out of the school, etc.
High price to pay, and we'll see how this unfolds here. And our best to the family too.
It's very
going
sad.
through this. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Okay, Martha, what's next?